Well, hey there, hobby homesteaders. Welcome back to Peaks Peak. I'm Lucas, and we're sharing our hobbies here on 38 acres in eastern Kentucky. And Caden will be with us shortly, but I wanted to go ahead and get up here and get to work. He was eating some breakfast, and got a big day today. I am setting up power in the shop. And for the most part, we've got this already set up. I built a shelf the other day and I put our power station in the corner and I ran the cord up to a solar panel on the roof. So we are charging and we are at 100%. So we have power in the mill shed now. I got on Amazon and I picked up a couple of high bay lights so that I can hang those off of the ceiling in here, have a little more light for when the shadows are bad or if I end up working up into the night or something like that. I decided I'm not gonna do like permanent wiring and outlets and all of that stuff in here. I'm going to use outdoor extension cords just because they had them cheap over at the dollar store, and I thought, man, that's gonna be quicker and easier. So I just picked up several extension cords and I'm gonna run those to where I want them. We need extension cord ends to plug into the power station anyway. So it kind of takes some steps out of the whole process for me and I won't have to go buy supplies at Lowe's today. I think that will get us up and running. So I'm gonna work on getting all the power set up in here while I'm waiting on Caden to get up here with the tractor. And once he gets up here with the Kubota and the forks, then I'm gonna load a small log on the mill because I wanna cut some batten strips. I wanna try to get batten strips put on this siding that I have already hung because right now it's all nice and smooth and I wanna get those batten strips on before it starts to cup. That way it will help to hold them in place where they go. And also, it will seal up the cracks a little more so that when we have blowing rains, it won't blow on my power station. I don't want to short that thing out. They're not cheap, so. Hey, bud. Ready to mill? Right on. All right, guys. Well, first of all, I can tell a big difference in the lighting in here. Yeah, I think I like the way that I went about this. I wasn't real sure if I was just taking the easy way out. Hey, put this back in the bucket because if it falls off of there, it'll break the torch head, and those things are not cheap. But yeah, using the extension cords, I felt like I was kind of taking the easy way out, but I also thought, man, I don't really know what I'm gonna need up here in the way of like receptacles to plug anything in or whatever. Using extension cords kind of gives me a few more options, but also it made it very simple. Like I ran an outdoor extension cord from over, you all right there, bud?
Yeah.
I ran it from over there in the corner up through the rafters to this center right here, and it's a three-way plug. So I was able to put it in the center between the two lights and plug both lights into it. All we have to do when we want lighting in here is come over here to the power station and plug it in. These lights draw 300 watts of power. I bought the smallest ones that I could get that I felt like would be sufficiently bright. They'll run this power station down in 5 hours. So right now we're feeding the power station 40 watts from the solar panel, and we're using 330 watts. So I kind of have to manage that and only use the lights when I need them. Now, in the daytime, it's plenty bright enough in here to mill. It's just not necessarily bright enough to film without major shadows and things like that. So we'll see how all that works out, but at least I have a power setup. And what I did for a receptacle is I ran one power cord over to this other side, to the front side of the mill shed, and I stubbed it off here. And then I have an extra extension cord here that's another three-way outdoor extension cord so that I can run power to whatever I decide I might need out here. I'm very happy with my little live edge shelf that I built here for the power station. I'm going to bring a cobalt charger up here so that I can keep the battery charged for my blower, because I use that to blow the sawdust off of the mill. Things are coming together up here and this is really cool. I'll see if I can get a load of the solar panel up here. Even though I get some sponsor deals and things like that, I still scrounge around and try not to waste money. And what I use for my solar panel is, if you can see it up there, it's a Gricel 100-watt portable solar panel. And I just mounted it to the roof permanently.
He says some sponsors, but he gets a lot.
Working well. I don't know how long it will last out in the weather. Obviously not as long as one that's made to be outside permanently. But, you know, if it dies, then I may look for some kind of a deal where I can get some outdoor solar panels to use on it. but I'll show you kind of what that looks like. Let's see. Yeah, I think I can get you up there. All right, so now that we have the power station all hooked up, and we've got lighting and all that ready to go, you ready to throw a log on the mill and make some batten strips? Are you gonna run the mill? Sweet. All right, I'll run the tractor and put the log on the mill. Come on in. Now stop, tip it a little bit backwards. There you go. Okay, it's tilted all the way back. So now you need to pick it up so that it'll slide backwards. There you go. See? All right, you're in business now. You remember the trick? Hey, hold on. You remember what I told you about moving with heavy logs on your thing? What did I tell you? Keep it low to the ground, that's right. All right, take it over there. I'll get the chainsaw. There you go. Just be sure and watch it and don't catch it on the ground. Go. 10'4", so we're gonna be too long. I need to cut it off.
How long is it?
Well, it'll do like 10'2". Oh, kill switch. Keep it wide open. What are you doing?
It's not gonna make it.
What do you mean it's not gonna make it?
It's really not gonna make it.
Push it. It's close. Stop. He told me before we started it wouldn't make it. Woo! Man, that's loud on this side. Turn the water off. What do you think? You like milling? You're doing pretty good, man. Go ahead and grab you one. Yeah, there we go. All right, bro, why don't you grab the log ox and we'll roll this thing over. Down as low as you can. Okay. Now flip it. There you go. Push it on over. There you go. Now take your log ox and hang it up. Man, it's a crooked log. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get anything out of it or not, bub. You wanna put the log dogs in it? Come here, I'll show you how. We'll do them together. Pull yours out right there. Grab that one. Now, pull it out here. Raise it up. So open this thing up. See the paddle? Now, put a hand down here and push this spike into the middle of the log from the bottom. You gotta have this opened up, okay? Open that to the top, push the bottom of it in as far as it'll go, okay? Now, pull this down. Now, latches are in. Cool? Now you kind of do a walk around, make sure that your log stops and your log dogs are lower than where you're going to be cutting. We'll lower the head down a little bit.
Hey, mister.
You gonna start it?
Please.
All right, now sometimes when it's warm, you got to give it just a little bit of throttle, not a lot. You got it. Keep going. Water off. Crank the mill head up just a little bit. Crank the mill head up just a little bit and roll her back. And then we'll drop her down. That's enough. All right, that's enough. Well, guys, I'm going to tell you, this is the most crooked log that I have tried to put on the mill. And we're trying some stuff here. And I'm also trying to teach Caden how to use the log dogs and all that. He's getting there. Go up higher, Caden. Above that. There you go. Above that knot. No. Lock it in. Let's mill. My goodness. So I'm just going to be honest, as crooked as that log was, I really didn't think we would get anything. But we ended up getting an almost 5" by 5" cant out of it. I think I'm going to go ahead and start hanging a few of these. I don't know if you see that, but we're pulling 194 watts out of the sun now. This is a 200 watt panel, and I've seen 195 is the highest we've seen so far, but that's pretty cool. Let's see, it's 1 o'clock. So we are basically getting maximum sun right now on our panel. Oh, I saw 201 for a split second. There it is, 201. Yeah, so full sunlight right dead above the solar panel. We were getting max wattage. I don't know that I've ever seen one of my solar panels put out the full advertised wattage. That's pretty cool. Well, guys, this was a successful few hours up here in the wood yard. Me and Caden, we milled 2 logs into batten strips, and I have quite a few batten strips left over that we'll be able to use to finish this up. And in fact, I think I just about have enough lumber milled to finish the rest of this whole mill shed. But I am really thrilled with how, with the look of this pine board and batten siding. I think the mill is doing a fantastic job, especially with me running it and kind of trying to learn along the way. Now, I did a couple of boards where I left just a hair, just a little bit of live edge on them, and I put those up to the top kind of out of the weather just because I wanted to personally see how they hold up over time and what they look like, just so I kind of know what I can and can't do. This is my building, and if I need to change one out, I can mill another one and change it out or whatever. But you know, I got one here on the edge with just a little bit on it. But a couple of things that I learned in milling these was when I was getting my square cant, you know, normally I try to get a perfectly square cant with no live edge, no nothing left on the lumber or on the cant that's going to be a part of the wood that I don't want to use. But what I figured out on this was sometimes you can leave it down at the end of the log and you're going to end up cutting it off when you cut your boards to length anyway. And pretty much every one of these, I could have spaced them out to where I didn't have to use any of the live edge, and my boards would have worked out just fine. So I didn't need to cut the cant down any smaller to get rid of the rest of that. Just some things that I'm learning along the way, but I got these pieces of siding on here and I didn't want to leave them more than a few days drying out in the sun without the batten strips on there, because they would start to curl up, and you know, I didn't want things to get out of shape. I wanted to get it put together and protect it as best I could. All of this is working out great. We have ran the lights the whole time we were up here, and we've been getting some charge. We're getting 177 watts of charge right now. I'm charging batteries too at this point. So now we're starting to eat through wattage pretty good, using 420 watts there right now. But it says we've got a couple of hours left on that. And actually, I can kill the lights now because we're getting ready to go down. And that will cut down. Now we are actually charging more than we're using. So I can leave my speaker, my Bluetooth speaker, and my battery charger charging, and you know, they'll finish charging and this will top back off, and the next time I come up here and work, we'll have 100% again, ready to roll. Pretty neat stuff, pretty neat stuff. Well, Caden, Maple, you guys about ready to go down?
Did you buy the lights?
I did.
You have a lot of light sponsors too.
Well, yeah, but I didn't want to have to do a sponsor video to show the lights, even though I was using them in this. But I will put a link down in the description to the Amazon product that I chose to use for this, because if you use that link, I get a little bit of commission from Amazon. So guys, listen, hope you enjoyed today's video, getting to see us work a little bit more on the mill shed, getting things sealed up, putting our board and batten strips on there. We had a really good time. Until next time, get outside and enjoy God's creation, because it is beautiful out here. Y'all have a good day.